So we are skipping Sookshma Yoga and Naman Mudra because we need to cover a lot. I had promised that I'll take one asana for back, but morning session I still could not do that. We'll have to somehow cram more things, and to learn new things, we'll have to skip some of the things. And then what you can do is you can do them before starting our session or maybe after. So we'll start with. So in this session, we'll cover what we covered in the earlier two sessions. Was morning session was we did a little bit preparation of Uddyan Bandh, and we took Brahmari in detail, and then the second part of discussion. So let's start with Omkar. Make sure your backbone is straight, Merudand, by doing Parvatasana. Stretch, make sure you are straight, and then relax your hands. Back remains straight. Exhale completely. Fill in. Shant. You still hear the echoes of your Omkar from the depths of the universe. Pitch dark, vast, infinite darkness around you, front, back, up, down, nothing but this feeling of I and then darkness. A small lamp lights at the center of your chest and floods the whole temple that is of the shape of your body with mild golden light. Take your focus viewpoint outside your body in front of you, where now you see vast darkness and only one divine lighted object, that is just the replica of you sitting in Padmasana. Size, shape, exactly same. And you hear the gunjan from the depths of the universe. A deep hum. look at the whole scene. You need to try and look, see and hear with the eyes of your mind. Breathe out. Fill in. Possibly there are some new people today, and I hope they have seen earlier videos, because every aspect of breathing, Omkar, we had corrected. Omkar has to start from Muladhar to Agya Chakra. It has to, the vibration has to move from Om. Okay, and the exercise for that. If not, you should go through the earlier videos and earlier sessions, earlier discussions, so that you find what you learn more useful and it becomes more beneficial. Again, sitting posture, I told Padmasana, if difficult, then Ardha Padmasana, if not, Sukhasana. You can take any of these. We'll do kapalbhati. As always, starting with right nostril, that is Surya Nadi. So again, people who are new, if they do not understand what nadis are, what is the impact, what actions of ours become more efficient in which nadi, all this is there in the earlier sessions. So please go through that. Now to hold the nostril, this is the standard position, that these two fingers are folded and you use your thumb and the other two fingers to block your nostrils. But we do an improvised one where we are keeping this straight. Choice is yours, but this is something which helps in stress management. You can also try just keeping these two fingers exactly in center of your, between the two eyebrows. You feel those fingers, they are so close, but you are not touching them. And just hold that for some time, and this will help you in releasing some of your stresses. This has equivalent effect of Shirodhara in Panchakarma in Ayurveda, where oil keeps dropping on your point between the two eyebrows. So let's close left. So first of all, breathe out. Close left, 54. Completely exhale, last breath, stroke. Fill in. Very slowly, calmly exhale. You can't even hear your breathing. And enjoy the calm, peace while you breathe out. Close right nostril, left is open, Chandranadi. And we'll do 54 from there. If anyone has any nostril choked, what they can do is they can hold it, pinch with fingers and lift the nostril a bit, which will create a gap, and then you'll be able to do breathing riyas. If nostrils are badly choked, next time I'll show a vigorous exercise to clear them. Completely breathe out. Inhale. Ice around you. While breathing out, imagine ice is melting. Water is dropping from your forehead to chest to belly to legs. And feel the excess heat from your body and mind both getting cooled. So you should ideally do at home 108 times with both nostrils on, but we'll not go to that. We'll take Ujjayi. We'll do simple Ujjayi, which is lower abdomen. You have to imagine that cough from your stomach area is getting cleared. Ujjayi is frictional breathing. Exhale completely. People who have old cough, when they start doing Ujjayi, they'll get lot of coughing, which is fine because you have suppressed some things from many years and due to with some chemicals, so that will come out sometimes. There was a variation of Ujjayi, Ujjayi, which had shown to the Hindi class, so I'll just repeat that here. In the first session, it was done. So, Bhastra Ujjayi is with tremendous force you are doing it. You should not do it. I mean, it should be done under supervision, or unless you become expert, you should not. But just explaining it to you so that you know the power and its power to handle things like asthma and old bronchitis and uh, breathing related problems. Since it involves a lot of heat and a lot of energy, should be done only after getting a good practice. So I'll just demonstrate for some time. Very powerful tool, but the more powerful a weapon is, more dangerous it can be. So to be used with caution. After Ujjayi, we do Shitkari Shitali. Teeth clenched, push your tongue with mouth. Breathing out through nostrils. This time breathe out completely. Hold, fill in, and enjoy the small exhalation. All toxins from your body is going away. Toxins from body, toxins from mind. Negative thoughts are like poison in the mind. So next time we'll try to do Agnisar, but for Agnisar, you need to understand the stomach lock, the Udyan Bandh. Udyan Bandh is usually applied with Jalandhar Bandh, but I'll not go in details. What we'll do is we'll try to take our stomach as much back as possible. When is that possible? Only when you have breathed out completely. So I'll demonstrate it first. I'm going to bend down and breathe out completely. Not an iota of air to be left in. Then with that breath kept outside, you are not breathing in again. You come up and you try to take your stomach as much inside, and to support that what you do is with your hands you push your on your knees and pull the stomach back. Okay, so we'll do it twice. Release stomach and then breathe. In that position, you should not take breathing in. First, relax your bandh. We'll do it once again. So, with force, completely exhale, and with empty stomach, then with the support of your knees, pull the stomach as much back, touching your back if possible. With this practice, then you'll be able to do Agnisar, and when you do not have much fat in belly fat, you'll be able to do Nauli, which you must have seen in some videos where people rotate this part of stomach, intestines, and everything. Relax stomach. Now we'll do Brahmari. Last time we took Brahmari, but it was just general coverage. Now, yoga is not a physical exercise. If you see, our name of our course is Mind, Body, and Soul. It's a coordination of the three. If mind is not applied along with your bodily actions, it's just an exercise and it would not work for desired effects in yoga. So, when I say that you focus, you think cough is getting clear. When I say you focus on something, this you seriously have to do that and not quickly just do a physical exercise. So, in Brahmari, what we do is we close all our apertures, eyes, ears, we breathe in vigorously, and while breathing out, that humming bug kind of sound. It has to be a powerful sound so that there is vibration felt in chest. The sounds will be more powerful because you are closing your ears and that hum will be stronger. Now, while doing this, you have to imagine, you have to have all your mind's focus on your heart. Brahmari is the most powerful yogic exercise for your heart. Okay, along with that, Omkar and kapalbhati and Anulom Vilom Ujjayi, if you do, then it will greatly help your heart's health. You'll be able to reverse your blood pressure, and all people I have seen, I won't guarantee you, but for you, but almost everyone that I have seen who practices this sincerely and does not abuse their diet or sleep patterns are being able to reverse their blood pressure problems. So full focus on heart while you are doing that. Your heart, you can imagine it as a 8-petaled lotus. This lotus has been kind of crumpled, dried because of my neglect. You have to think, you have to connect it with mind. You have to feel apologetic that because of your neglect, this has been not fresh. And as you start focusing on it and doing Brahmari, it starts becoming fresh. It opens up fully. And by the end of, like, you will do it 5 times, not 3 times this time. So by the end of fourth or fifth time, your heart will start feeling happy. You have to feel happiness in your heart. You may think that heart, does it have a separate life? Of course, every single organ, every single cell of you it gets born, it gets death. You'll feel that happiness there, and if not today, in couple of days practice, you'll get that, or couple of sessions practice. So first step is you close your ears by pressing this part of ear inside. These two fingers, one on the eyebrow, one is above, there's on your forehead, and two are just below your eyes. Don't press your eyes, but you can close your eyes and seal them with the third finger. Okay. Neck bent down. Breathe in, and then you know the hum. Okay, we'll do 5 times. You have to imagine the lotus becoming fresh, and the happiness, heart becoming extremely happy, not just happy. Breathe in. Feel the vibration at heart's position. Next, straight. Remove fingers from around your eyes and then ears. This small exercise, a minute with yourself, with eyes, ears closed, itself should give you a lot of energy and freshness. I feel charged, and with practice, I think you also will feel very much charged. Brahmari is to be done 3, 5, 7, 9, up to 21 times. If you have blood pressure issues, then you can do it up to 21 times, more than 3 times for sure. Now we'll do final Omkar. After Omkar, we'll do the Dharana. Same Dharana, we did that zero meditation, that pride and everything. Here we'll do slight variation in that. We'll do it without pride. We'll do it without jealousy. We imagined that in ourselves purposely, and then tried to see how meaningless all that is. Here I'm going to do it as an observer. Okay, that was a zero meditation where I realized how I'm zero compared to this whole universe. We'll take a different perspective this time. I'll just observe it as a part of knowledge. I'm just going to know it. Okay, so let's straighten your posture. Full stretch. Relax. Hands in your lap. Exhale completely. Shant, pitch dark, vast darkness around me at the center of this universe. Light gets lighted, lamp, center of my chest, temple filled with divine light. Take your focus about 100 meters away from you, in front. So I'm looking at the scene from a distance. I see the vast darkness, I hear the hum of Omkar, and I see a single unitary source of light, something smaller than my palm, a shape that looks like Padmasana. I slowly bring my focus closer to this divine object. As I come forward, the object obviously in my view starts growing. As it is growing slowly, imagine the Omkar, imagine this object and that is growing. You do it till it becomes exactly the size of you. It is like a mirror image of you, but except for various problems, it is filled with this divine light. Enjoy the whole scene and the sound and exhale. Fill it. Shant. I am at the seashore, partly in water, enjoying the splashing of the waves. But here I am not starting with any pride. I have seen that when I elevated myself to the universe level, I was not even a small speck of dust in this whole universe. No jealousy, ego, anger, and I am watching the waves. One big wave throws me down. I try and struggle and come up. Taking no stress does not mean letting the wave come and you go down the water and don't come up. No. You'll bring yourself up. And you think about this as just a part of your knowledge. Wave, was it big? Did it throw me? Now I elevate myself. My focus point is going up. As it goes up, I can see the seashore, some trees on this side of the shore, sea and the waves. Oh, but the waves look so small now. I keep going up, 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 to the point that I start seeing a part of my blue planet, to the point that I see the whole round, large earth. Whole earth was my focus point. I elevate further, earth starts looking like a football and then a tennis ball size. And I see that there are other such balls around. Venus, Mars, some which are much larger like Jupiter and Saturn. Some are a bit smaller. As I go up, I see solar system, large, glowing, burning sun, and these round shapes going around it. Now this Earth on which I was there starts looking like small, a very small object rotating around. My focus goes up, sun starts looking smaller. I cannot see the planets now. As I go up, sun becomes smaller, smaller, and at a point it is looking like a bright star in the sky. While doing that, many other stars come in my focus, I see some stars larger than the sun. Slowly I keep going up. Billions of stars in my galaxy. And as I move up, the stars start looking like they are coming closer because my focus is going up. And I see all of the stars in my galaxy in one single view. It's a small set of lights, burning lights, full of energy, which is a small part of the universe. Then I see some other galaxies. There are a few trillion galaxies, and my focus is at that level. Now, earlier, what I had done was I had bound myself to that small body which was at the beach, at the seashore. And as I started going up, and I had those small petty thoughts of pride and how I'm great and this and that. When we did that, we started feeling that no, that was like nothing, zero compared to this. But here, my focus is my knowledge. What is happening is essentially my focus of knowledge is expanding, and the whole universe was subject of my knowledge. That was zero meditation. This is infinity meditation. That you are at a time you are zero and you have infinity capabilities. Okay, there are two ways of seeing it. From one point of view, it is zero. There is a bhajan by Sant Tukaram where he says, "I am smaller than atom, but I am the size of the universe." Okay, so which is exactly true when you take it to the knowledge level. That my knowledge, if my focus on something petty, then that's what I am, which is zero compared to universe. And if I focus on me as knowledge, then the whole universe can be inside me. We took the example previous sessions where we said that I am my most important existence is my current state of knowledge. My state of knowledge, if encompasses everything, then that's what I am. Now we'll take the we'll move down now from there and bring our focus down. So from the universal point, now I come to my galaxy, which looks like a small galaxy. Then I'm part of it, and I see billions of stars, and then things are expanding. Stars are moving away from each other. I see solar system. I focus on my Earth. I focus on my country. My city is seen. Buildings are seen. Seashore is seen. I focus come back to the seashore. And I am at complete peace. Sham. Relax. Peace. Exhale. Om. Now, second part. So you remember last time we took that started on this issue of continuation after life, whether there or not. We took the example the given by Stephen Hawking, where he says computer was breaks. There is nothing like next life. And we said that computer was a too crude example. We take a cloud account, a Google account, or a phone number as a existence. And when my mobile breaks, I change my SIM to another mobile. I log in from another hardware. So this is how we are trying to explain the possibility of rebirth. People say, and when we say rebirth as anything, so somebody had asked me a question that feels so illogical, that how can rebirth be of a ant or of a elephant, any size? How can is that an elastic object? So of course it is. In this very life, we have changed our size from a small size to big size, and I was the same. So I take another example. I am in a small room and I have a portable light. I turn on the light and the small room gets filled with the light. I go to a bigger room. The same light fills the whole bigger room. I go to even a larger room, a hall. The whole hall has rays coming from this light. So possibly soul has this, the life has this property where it can fit into any shape, because mass and volume is not a property of life. We saw that existence, me, being myself, was one of the property, the sense of I, and knowledge was one of the properties. Now we'll see another property. Okay, I'll focus in myself for a moment. Did I have a nice food? No, I'm in fasting till now. So what is it that is making me happy? Because happiness is a property of me, and I was focusing on me myself. There is only a living being that can have this feeling of happiness, unhappiness. These are options of your happiness property. So as I said, Sat Chit Anand, as some people would call it, that consciousness being there, and knowledge and happiness, these are some of the key properties of the self. So every time we try to get details of our property, and being able to take any shape is also another property. How can such a intelligent being become unintelligent? Of course, you put your SIM in a dumb phone, which is not smartphone. It will. So if you have done very badly in your life, okay, and which has resulted in you becoming, not being able to afford a smartphone, of course you'll go to a smaller phone which only you can make a call and maybe send SMS. No Wi-Fi, nothing. Okay, this can get further smarter, that it can go into a phone with AI and super intelligent functionality, or it can go into a car's system where it is just used for tracking and there is no display also. It can be a part of a Wi-Fi dongle. It can be a part of your watch, smartwatch. You can take any shape and size. So, but how can you be so sure that you are going to be reborn as something? That is where I asked you a question. Have you seen, last time also I asked, even if now you have something which you see something and that object just disappears, except for objects in your dream. Okay, don't give that example. Any real object that gets disappeared into nothingness or comes out from nothingness. At least your dreams did not come out of nothingness. They came out through your set of knowledge only. Has anyone dreamed that I was a frog in that time and I was shouting in a well? No, doesn't happen. It is the same me that is connected even while you are dreaming. So, scientifically thinking, I feel it is difficult that this thing that had this feeling of I, this had that understanding, the knowledge, and the ability to feel happiness, how would that get destroyed? That also should get converted into something. Like a body gets burnt, I can give account of every single atom, nitrogen, oxygen, carbon, that goes into carbon dioxide. So originally so much carbon was there. Every single atom is accounted for. Similarly, when a life changes its course, it would just change and not just get vanished into nothingness. Now, we took that example of a plate with full of food, great food, and a sword hanging above the head. That was to demonstrate that getting everything also you cannot be happy, because if there is a stress and fear, which is the biggest biggest fear is that of fear of death. And because I am the closest to me and me perishing, so if I lose some object of mine, a cup falls, and I feel bad, and I may shout at the child who has made a mistake and my cutlery is broken. Okay, because I thought that was mine. That mine, of course, once you start elevating yourself at a higher level, you start seeing that this mine is a temporary association. Association with relatives is relatively longer, but still temporary, because you still get people, lose people. Similarly, association with body is the longest and so the highest attachment. And of course, I do not know that there is continuation. If I knew continuation was there, if that sword was not hanging, I could have enjoyed much more. So let's take example, a story, a crazy story to understand. A made up story. Okay. So I went to a friend's place, met him after 5 years, 5 long years. So obviously a good friend, you hug, we are happy. Then I meet his wife, we are sitting on the dining table, having some breakfast and something like that. And I asked him, hey, you had such a cute 2-year-old child. Where is he now? I don't see him. He said, come on, he's sitting next to you. He's 7-year-old now. 2 years and now five. After 5 years, it is obvious he will be 7 years. No, no, I said, no, not him, not him. The small, cute one. He had such a nice smile. He couldn't speak very clearly, and it sounded so sweet. He used to sometimes walk, sometimes crawl. My friend, he's the same. He is grown now. I said, oh, but so that guy is not there? Okay. And they looked confused. They looked at each other. So I kept my hand on his shoulder. Oh, I'm so sorry you have lost him. I am with you in your grief. This was too much for them to take. So, though they were nice people, they just opened the door and told me to go out. Nice people, right? Otherwise, somebody can get angry and can beat you up. When you do something like this, people can beat you up. But the whole point was, I'm 100% sure that not a single molecule of that small child was there. Every cell had died and new cells have been created. If not a single molecule of that was there, then why these people are saying that same? Because they believed that the life that was there, it is continuing and it is the same thing. That belief makes them happy, and they have absolutely no stress of not seeing that old child. Can they see it except for in photographs? No. Can they talk to that child? No. That existence of that state is not there. State has changed. So state changes. So if I realize that state will change, but I continue even after death with so much conviction that as these parents had about that child, I would have no problem. Did I cry going from 4th standard to 5th standard? Because I knew that a class is changing, but I am the same. So sometimes what happens is somebody is going abroad for years from your home. You may feel bad, emotional, because for a long time you are not going to be able to see each other. There was a time when you could not talk or do video calls regularly. So yes, it mattered a lot. But would you be doing a grief and like accept that he is no more, is finished? No, because simple reason is you know that the same person is continuing somewhere. If you knew people who are dear and near, and you yourself have to die because everything has to change continuously and go to a newer form, and it is going to continue, then I won't say it becomes zero, but it will definitely, the stress of this loss, permanent loss, would become much lesser and life can become happier. This was a bit of a complicated discussion. So I would expect questions, objections. Someone is trying to argue with me offline, saying that no, I don't believe this, and I believe it's just chemicals. chemical reaction, and there is nothing like soul. If there was soul, there would be rebirth. So if someone says, I do not believe, I cannot do anything, there has to be some very solid logical support. And there is apart beyond logic, I am saying that logically I'll give you some arguments, and when you actually experiment, you'll be able to feel that happiness, feel that consciousness. You can actually experiment. If the experiment proves, the real empirical experiment proves, at least that time you can accept that it is true. So I say ice is cold and you cannot touch it for a long time because your hands will start freezing. Someone says, no, I don't believe it. Then I show him chemistry books and this and that. Okay, he says, maybe I can try. He can actually touch the ice and find out, and he'll feel that, okay, yes, now I agree, right? Similarly, simple scientific experiment of meditation, understanding self can be done. Why we are not doing a meditation? We are doing dharana. This thing we took ourselves to infinity. So I have designed it in such a way that finally, some point you should be able to actually meditate. There is the strongest objection I get is, why do we have to listen to your nonsense, your philosophy, this and that? I am not interested at all in philosophy. I am interested in good health and meditation. So my simple question is that, okay, you do that meditation. You felt good? Yes, I felt good. I felt calm, at peace with myself. And did you lose your fear of death? This is, what does it have to do with my death? And you did not lose fear of death. If that fear, that sword is there, how can you be at peace? You are there and the sword is hanging above your head and you fear that sword will fall. You cannot be at peace. So unless fear of death does not go, fear of loss of material does not go, you cannot be totally, completely, absolutely, purely happy. That stability and happiness would not be there. So how would that come? That would come only by realization of who am I? I continue forever. My property, my potential divinity, all this, if understood, then these other stresses and fears will go. So on one side, I am trying to give this knowledge, gyan on this part. Another side, I am preparing mind for dharana and everything. Now mind is strongly prepared for concentration and I have this knowledge. That is the time I can try and focus on myself and try to know myself. And when I know myself, the experience that comes is the experience of self, and that is what is meditation. People claim meditation is thinking of nothing. People claim hearing some sound, hearing lot of music. No, that is not meditation. That is some kind of your body's reaction to you trying to be peaceful for the first time or in the initial period. Meditation can come only when you have 100% conviction on who you are and you actually have understood the right thing. One can have 100% wrong conviction and then waste their life. So example I give is that somebody is in dark room, completely dark. Point is that I want to find light. This seeking of true happiness is finding light. Let's say I'm drawing parallel. I'm told that that light is covered by some black paper, so I see nothing. So, and there is a vast ground and I have to search for the light. Let's say 20 by 20 kilometer ground. All my life I could be going here and there touching different objects and I may not be able to find anything. I may waste my life. But then I am lucky to have some guidelines. There are many philosophies that tell you go this way, do that, jump here, skip this lane. But there are hundreds of such philosophies. Which do I follow? Some says universe was created, some says universe was ever there. Okay. So what do I believe? If I try every single method, I may find some temporary fictitious sense of peace, but I will not be able to find the light. I do not want to waste my life. So what do I do? That is where I use my logic. Logically, some things which are completely not matching reason, we'll have to separate them and you should be left with 4 or 5 theories. Like one of the theories, let's say, is was the universe created by some superpower or was it ever there? We are going to cover this. We are going to cover every single controversial topic also. Yeah. Request you to challenge me. Uh, because all these topics you have to be very clear. I mean, it can't be that universe was created also and not created. I'm making philosophy A happy, philosophy B happy. Just not possible. We'll come to pinpoint logical conclusions, uh, and you'll have to challenge me. You'll have to think. You'll have to think in depth that this is true or not, till the point that you are completely convinced. With that conviction, that is when we'll actually take up uh, self-realization as an exercise. Okay, now questions. Yeah, so I was saying that, yeah, no, I'll take questions. I think the time is up. Yeah. Anything, anyone? Even if you don't have doubts, create doubts. Think. Because I like to challenge. I met so many gurus for 4 years that I was wandering and meeting different people to find truth. Something seems appealing, but I didn't want to. I wanted to check whether am I being emotionally attached, that I am accepting anything that is being thrown to me. So, so always you should challenge anyone who is telling you something and yourself when you are believing something. What happens is, every soul has some bruises. Every heart has some bruises. Somewhere they are upset, they are down, and in that down state, when you go to any school of thought, where you get some temporary relief, anything. I mean, like, I'll tell you, you pull your 2 ears and concentrate in between your two eyes, okay, and I guarantee you, you do it for 2 minutes, you'll feel better than your normal uh, heavy stressful life. But is that the truth? Is that the life? And then I will say that between the 2 ears and two eyes is my soul. Okay. There are theories like that also. We'll come to them. We'll actually do logical disproving of some wrong theories so that you understand how to use logic to find truth. Yeah. So please. Somebody was asking lot of questions on WhatsApp saying about something and was saying that your phone is not reachable. Of course, my phone is fully busy in this session, live session. All bright souls here, bright self-realized souls. If nothing is there, then I'll conclude with Omkar. Or I'll just complete that case which I was telling you, that when you start finding the light, once you remove, uh, so you come to, let's say, 3 4 theories, you come to one or two if you are strong, you have even stronger logic, and then it is just trying them, experimenting and finding out what is, whether you see light. So you remove the dark cover. After that, if you don't see light, it's something which is direct experience, right? You cannot, it's not a question of rebirth, I believe, not believe. That's a different thing. There is a light hidden in this room, and you do this way and you open the cover, you'll see the light. If you open, you don't see light, you know that that is not true. If you see the light, then yes, the theory is working correctly. It's as simple as that. Yeah. So let's do the final Omkar. Or any question, you'll have to unmute yourself and ask if you have to ask. Okay, exhale, fill in. Thank you, guys.